Hey guys, Tommy here from Van Ventures and Freedom Finders Adventures Treasure Hunting channel. All right, so about a year ago, I installed a 12-volt air conditioner in my Sprinter van, and since then, we have not gone easy on that sucker. We've run this thing everywhere, from the dry, brutal heat in Moab, Utah in July, where temperatures were pushing well over 100 degrees, to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, down in South Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, South Texas heat, where the humidity you can just cut with a knife. I really expected to find some flaws in this air conditioning unit down in the humid heat, but it never really showed any flaws. Out in the desert, even with temperatures climbing past 105 degrees, this thing kept the van comfy. And down in the south, where you had like 90 plus degrees and basically 100% humidity, it still kept up. No struggling, no falling behind, just steady, consistent cooling. Now, one of the biggest questions people always have for me is it's a 12-volt system, so how's the power consumption? Instead of just talking about it, I'm going to show you. I am going to shut my solar off. I only have 300 watts of solar on the roof. However, I'm going to shut that off so there's nothing replenishing battery, and you're going to see exactly how many watts and amps that this thing draws. All right, guys, let's go inside the van and we will check out the voltmeter and we'll be right back. All right, guys, here we are inside of my treasure wagon, aka the Vantion. And believe it or not, I don't know if you could hear it, probably not because it's so quiet. I have my OutEquipPro AC running this very moment. There's a bunch of cool air hitting me right here in the back of the neck and on my back. Feels amazing because it's about 90 degrees outside right now in Colorado. So before I turn you around and show you my voltmeter and my amp meter, I'm going to talk a little bit about my battery because people always ask me what kind of battery build I have in here. What I have here is a 600 amp hour battery system, and that is replenished by 3 100 watt Renogy solar panels up on the roof. And I also have a 50 amp Renogy DC to DC charger, so it will replenish those batteries as I'm driving down the road in between locations. So that being said, when I had my 300 amp hour system before I upgraded to an additional 300 amp hours, the 300 amp hour system ran the unit just fine as well, but I wanted to be able to run this unit for a week when I'm out there in the middle of nowhere in case I needed to, so that's why I upgraded my battery system. Now keep in mind, guys, this battery system does not only run this AC unit. You're going to be shocked at how little power it uses. This battery system also powers my microwave, my television, my induction pot, and any other 110 volt load that I have inside of our van. So that being said, I'm going to turn you guys around. We're going to run this thing through some tests. You will hear me speaking to what mode I have the unit in at the moment, and you'll be able to see real time what kind of power we're using. Okay, guys, so before we show you the voltmeter and the power consumption, I wanted to show you the unit inside first. Look at this. My finger is thicker than the unit itself. I love how low profile and streamlined this thing is. As you can see, there are 4 different directional ports, so you can direct airflow to every corner of your RV or van. And on the remote control itself, there are so many different options. You can control everything from up here as far as fan speed, temperature control. Here's the fan speed right here, sorry. You can see that going up, 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 and then back down to 0 or back down to stage 1. There is also lights. So if you don't feel like getting up and turning on any lights, you can just hit the light button on the remote and boom, you have lights. Lights on, lights off. Okay, perfect. Enough of that. Okay, guys, so here is my amp and wattage meter. And as you can see, I don't have anything on. I'm getting a small draw on something. Oh, I have that little, I have the microwave plugged in and there's a little transformer. So probably just the electronics on all that stuff with just that 2 watts. But let me turn the unit on. Okay, the unit is on and I am selecting eco mode. So the unit's on and we are on eco mode and you can see the wattage climbing, 7.8 watts. The amperage draw is climbing just a little bit. The compressor just kicked in. This is going to be your highest draw, even on eco mode, right when the unit starts up. But once it levels out, check that out. We're dropping back down. So eco mode sips power. I think typically we're right around 260 watts on average and about a 20 to 21 amp draw. So if you do that math, you can figure out, depending upon your battery size or your battery bank size, how long you can run this bad boy. Awesome. So let's change this to, we'll take the fan speed up a bit. There's fan speed number 2. I don't know if you could hear the difference in noise. It's not much, but the difference in airflow is a lot. Now I could feel it really hitting me on the back here. Fan speed up one more notch. Not much usage there. Okay. Now we have the fan speed maxed out. This is as loud as this thing will ever get. This is the long and the short of it. This is how loud it is, and it is blowing out freezing cold, frigid air, and we are only using 512 watts, guys, 39 amps. Now, I'm really going to blow your mind and put it on turbo. This is as much power as this thing can possibly use. Okay, I just hit turbo mode. Sounds like the compressor cut out for a quick minute. And we will wait for that thing to kick back in. There it goes. I can hear it. Barely. Look at that. And even on turbo mode, we're still within the 500 watt range. Even, there it goes, 511, 512. I mean, guys, it just does not hardly use any power whatsoever. I'm telling you, this thing is incredible. So cool. There's our power consumption. There is absolutely nothing replenishing battery. So this is about as max as it will ever use. And you saw eco mode. Now I'm going to do fan only. So hold on one moment and let me do that. Okay, did you see that? I clicked it onto fan only. So you can use this as a standalone fan, which blows air out of those same 4 ports. What I like to do is pair it with my max air fan right there. I'll turn that one on suck, basically sucking air out of the unit. And then I will turn this unit on fan, and it will bring in fresh air from outside. And my max fan will suck the hot air out from the top of the van. So if it's not super hot outside where you don't quite need an AC, you can still get some really good airflow in here. Okay guys, a couple of things to keep in mind is that every RV or van is different. So it depends on how well or not you insulated your unit as to how well or not any air conditioner, this one or any other one, is going to keep your unit cool and how long it needs to run, etc., etc. When I did the installation video, which I will put at the end of this video right here in the corner, I did get a lot of questions about, well, how long is it going to take to cool down my rig, or how many times will it cycle through a night with my rig? Guys, it all depends on the external temperature, where you're parked, whether you're in the shade or the sun. It depends on definitely on humidity, because these things do have to work a bit harder on humidity. So it's going to cycle more. When we were down in Alabama, for instance, that was probably the most humid place that we were at. It did cycle a little bit more. It did use a bit more power, but that's understandable. It still, however, relatively just sipped the power compared to basically any other RV air conditioner I've ever owned. So that being said, I cannot really answer how long it's going to take to do anything in your own rig. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. What I can tell you is this unit does exactly what it says it's going to do. So without further ado, let's go up on the roof and I will let you hear the unit running up there. All right, guys, I'm up here on the roof and I am right next to my rooftop part of the condensing unit, basically on the exterior. I have my microphone right here next to it. It does have a wind guard on, but as you can hear, it's maybe a little bit louder than inside, but still very, very quiet. And this thing just started up again, so the compressor is in full bore mode. And this is basically as loud as it'll ever get. You can't even hear it when you're down on the ground, trust me. This thing is incredible. Guys, would I buy it again? in a heartbeat. Whenever I help anybody, one of my friends or strangers who want me to help them design and build a van, I always recommend these things. They're incredible. And not that this is a promotion, but I am so stoked about these that OutEquipPro has given me a coupon code, which is TT30, in which you will get $30 off of the already incredible price. I didn't get the unit that comes with heat as well. I ended up getting just the AC unit. Yeah, they do make them with heat. They do make kind of split units that you could put one part under the vehicle and then the blower part inside, or you could put a part on the back door and the blower unit inside as well, just like a mini split for a home. I opted on this one because I already have a diesel heater in the van, so I didn't need any other heat source. I just can't say enough good things about this, guys. A year later, and I am grateful. It is by far the best modification that we have ever made on our beautiful and beloved Sprinter van. Guys, we will see you out there. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to watch this installation video right here. Have a good one.